It is October 28th, 2023, and the Fnaf movie is finally out. Well, it was out yesterday for everyone, and there were some early screenings before that. But alas, it's been out for a day, and I still can't believe it.
Honestly. I can't believe I'm actually saying this now, but we're living in a post Fnaf movie world. Like I never thought I'd ever say that, you know.
I've never. Not to sound all dramatic, but I genuinely did not ever think we'd come to this. After that 8 or 9 year long period of wait, it's here. You know, it's all its glory.
We went
So
to go see it day one. Truly,
yeah. So like yesterday. Wait, was it yesterday? It wasn't yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday.
it was yesterday.
Like it's so surreal that I lost track of time. Time is meaningless now. I could die happy. Wait, not yet, because
It was,
they just confirmed they're doing a sequel. So never mind.
it was yesterday as of the time of this recording. There you go.
Oh yeah. No, wait, our track record. They'll probably see this by the next year, in the middle of the next year. Well, yes, it's crazy time we live in. Well, today, oh, we haven't even got to the specifics of the video. It's just a really long intro. But we're watching film theories. My secret is out in the Fnaf movie. Well, I guess spoilers. Well, I forgot to say that, but yeah, Matpat's in the movie. Right?
You know, I think that's just a theory, honestly.
No, Adrian, you absolute fool. Don't you see that man right there? It's a fact. It is no longer a
Oh,
hypothesis.
wait. Like, didn't his name tag in the movie also say Ness?
Yeah, yeah, this say that.
he knew. He knew. He had to troll the Undertale fandom one more time.
But anyways, yeah. So obviously spoilers. We're gonna be talking it throughout this video. I'm sure we're gonna bring up like our experiences and stuff. This is just gonna be essentially our like I guess we'll talk about the movie, what we feel about it throughout this video. And throughout Dako's video, because we're also gonna see his, because it's only like 12 to like 11 minutes long. And I actually am curious to see how many secrets he did put into this movie,
Put it into
because
the
we
movie.
did catch some like first time watching it, but like we were so mesmerized by the fact that we were actually watching the thing that I'm sure there's some stuff that we missed.
Oh yeah. By the way, we loved the movie. We enjoyed it.
Oh yeah,
We
so I
really.
guess before we go right deep into it, just a quick like I guess quick thoughts from us. Yeah, me, Adrian, we really liked it. We really enjoyed it. We had a blast watching it. It was honestly very surreal.
Like I was smiling throughout the entire movie.
Bro,
You
I
know,
was smiling throughout the whole movie too. I was
oh
grinning.
my god,
I was legit grinning.
that was honestly, God, this has been the happiest I've ever been seeing a movie ever, and I'm very glad. Very
Yeah,
much.
it's really it's really something. It's just great. It's fantastic. We'll go up and we'll give our general thoughts right now, I guess, out of the way. So, like we said, we really enjoyed it. Some highlights for me was, of course, Mr. William Afton, Matthew Lillard. That was awesome. I'm glad we
Uh,
got to see him in action.
not only were Matthew Lillard's scenes my favorite, but I also really liked that scene where the animatronics are just playing around, like making a fort. Like it's so goofy, but it works. I love it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of discourse over on Twitter that like of that scene, of the movie in general, but like people were talking about some of the talking points was people talking about that scene, that whole sequence in general. And the way I see it, it's like I understand it kind of came out of nowhere, like it kind of just happened, like we were straight into the montage. But when you really think about it, even if you don't know about FNAF and you just like you see it at face value, I still can still make I think it still makes sense in context of what we've been told thus far from the movie. But me
Yeah,
personally, I didn't bother me at all. I thought it was really fun.
it was just really goofy. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like I'm sure it kind of broke like I guess the mood, the vibe
Tension,
of the movie, the tension.
mood. Yeah, I think the mood.
Yeah, of the movie. Which I mean to be fair, I don't think it's like a hot take to say this, but like the FNAF movie in general wasn't like you know terrifying or anything like that. I think we can all agree.
No, yeah, it's not scary.
So like, so people complaining about the fact that it wasn't scary or like I don't know. When I heard about the FNAF movie, I like what I expected was some eerie shots. The animatronics acting like a bit quirky
Quirky
and
at
like
night.
moving
Yeah.
around, getting some kills, obviously. But like I for it to be like a thriller or like a hardcore horror movie, like all the way through, I honestly did not expect that. So I was very surprised to see some people complain that it wasn't spooky enough or it wasn't terrifying. Which like I get it because if you just watch the trailers and you know nothing about FNAF, like oh this is about killer robots, right? So on one hand, it's like I understand where you come from, but like at the same time, I don't think those even though you were like expecting like a hardcore like a slasher or whatever, like a horror movie,
Yeah.
I still think it was overall still good, and I feel like you could still appreciate it for what it was, even though you might be disappointed that
Um,
it wasn't like all the way
the
through
scariest
horror.
thing ever.
Yeah, the scariest thing ever, essentially.
For me, the FNAF movie is kind of like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get flamed in the comments for saying this, but like the FNAF movie is kind of like Scream for me. Or like
Okay.
I'm being honest here, Scream is not scary. I'm sorry, it's not, but it's very goofy, and I enjoyed it for it.
Honestly, yeah, I see that like being like the idea of like someone stalking you through the phone, like all of a sudden they're like you're having a conversation with them, and then they just tell you exactly like where you live, or like
Like
it's like they
horror
know
movie
like
questions.
that's scary, right? Like you're just talking to someone on the phone, and then they just bring up details from your house, and like wait a minute, how do you know
How do you know?
how do you know I have this in my house, or like that's creepy. But like terrifying and like the whole thing being terrifying and stuff, like no, it's not.
No, no, not
So
at all. I'm
like
sorry,
yeah,
not
so
scary. But it's very. How do you say? It's a goofy horror movie, and I liked it.
well yeah, because the whole thing with Scream too is like it's like making fun of the horror movie tropes and the slasher tropes.
Yeah,
So it's like it's paying homage while also being a slasher, like a fun little slasher. Anyways, back to FNAF. The point is what we're trying to make is that like even though it wasn't like the scariest thing in the world, one I wasn't expecting it. Like personally, I wasn't really expecting it. Like I was expecting some
yeah,
like creepy shots and stuff like that. Like I said earlier, some nice kills. But other than that, yeah, like it being like horror straight from like beginning to end, no. But like I think for what it did and like the sequences we did get of the animatronics like running around and like killing people, I think it was really well done. For a
yeah.
PG-13 rating. I like how I said that was gonna be a quick little review, and we kind of just went into detail. We haven't even pressed played on the video yet. But anything else you want to say before we click play?
Nah,
Anything else
nah.
you want to get off your
I
chest?
think we can start right now.
Yeah, and then if something pops up to our head, we'll just pause and just talk about it. But yeah, I guess without further ado, let's watch this video. See what Mr. Matthew Patrick has to say. Also,
Let's see what
what were you gonna say?
let's see what the man, the myth, the theory has in store for us.
Exactly. One more thing. I'm gonna insert at one point if the audio is good and like I can make it crisp. I'll just insert our audio that I recorded. It's like 15 minutes roughly of like us just bantering at the movie theater before the movie start. I think we talk about like our prediction stuff for a little bit. For the most part, I think we were just goofing off. So like if it has good audio, just expect that randomly thrown into the video at some point. But
At
yeah,
some
anyways,
point.
without further ado, we can find press play. And let's see what he has to say.
So, my secret's out. I can finally be honest with you. I'm in the FNAF movie!
Let's go.
Oh, and it's been a year!
Exactly.
And not only was I in the FNAF movie, my scene
Wait.
Oh, his scene was the first shot of the entire production.
Yeah, I see that.
was the first scene shot of the entire
Banter,
production.
sorry,
Day one,
guys.
scene one,
Sorry.
I was there. I also got to meet Scott Cawthon after 8 years
Oh.
of us dancing around each other for the first
Really?
time in person. But you
Oh.
know what? We're gonna get to all that. First and most
Insane.
importantly,
Also,
I just
is
need
it
to
really loud
apologize.
for you? I always forget to check.
No, actually, it's actually pretty
Oh, well,
low.
okay.
Actually, if I'm being
Wait,
honest.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I think you have a stream volume low.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure because I just for the audience back home, it might just be blaring their
Oh
fucking
no.
eardrums.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
Guys, I'm
Is it good?
sorry that I had to lie to
Yeah.
you for the
Okay.
better part of the last year to make it seem like I wasn't a part of this whole thing. I'm sorry that there were so many of you that were convinced that I wasn't in it and were mad at the production on my behalf. Trust me, I would have been mad at the production too if I had thought the same thing. I never wanted to cause any sort of stress or anxiety or bad feelings to any one of you out there, and Honestly, for what it's worth, I cannot tell you how wonderful it was for me to see so many of you up in arms.
I was genuinely
defending my
surprised he was
right to
there.
be a part of this thing.
Honestly, I was
see
not
each of
expecting
you,
that. That was
Uh,
and I
awesome, honestly.
appreciate
yeah,
what
I
you
did
guys
not
are doing.
expect that.
Seriously, it meant the world to see so many of you care
That
and
was really
defend
cool.
me like that. It was awesome. I
The whole
just
theater erupted.
hope
They were like,
that the
"What?"
surprise of
Yeah.
me walking out on stage and being revealed to be in this thing was worth all the fake out. And let me be clear.
No,
at the
it
end of the day,
was. It
no
was.
one
It was
from the
definitely
movie
Yeah.
was.
once gave
Well,
me
you should
any
have seen
sort of
the
instructions on how to
audience. The
handle
best part
this
of
whole
watching that movie
situation.
was
No one
that.
swore me to
Whoops. Hello.
secrecy. There was no
What's my
paperwork.
The
There was
audience
no
reacted to almost everything.
to like
Honestly,
like the big cameos, like obviously Matpat, like Corey, some name drops, like when they finally said William Afton. And when we
like,
saw
oh my god,
Springtrap, that was awesome. It was just seeing with fellow FNAF fans was just
like Fnaf fans being like
like
gawking
hyped,
over the movie. That was
yeah, and
awesome.
excited was just really cool. Which is like which is like if you're a FNAF fan, you have to see this in theaters. It's just a completely different vibe when you're
It's
surrounded
just
with.
it's pure fan service, and I love it.
Yeah, exactly. You just have to enjoy this in the theater where you can like hear everyone else's reaction, everyone else like popping off with you, at some of these scenes. It's just really good.
Uh,
no explicit instructions on what I could and couldn't say. It was all kind of implied. Everything else was just kind of on me. But I also knew that if I didn't cover the movie or do like live reactions to the trailers on GT Live, things like that, that you all would probably figure it out. You would sense that something was off about our content calendar, that I was hiding something from you, and in turn, that would just ruin the production secret. And let me tell you, I did not expect them to make my life so incredibly difficult, especially when they started throwing YouTuber cameos into the trailers themselves. Thanks for that one there, guys. Is that dog?
why is he zooming in like that?
No, are you kidding me? Where to? Are you kidding me? Fun fact, by the way,
That's
they
Corey.
actually had me read for that role literally a week before their filming started. So there I was, awkwardly in my basement at midnight on a Friday with Steph filming me reacting to a giant robot bear in the imaginary backseat of my invisible taxi cab.
Oh, that's interesting. So they kind of had that role for him, but then I guess they just switched it. Interesting.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I guess they wanted to give Corey some screen time.
Yeah, or like maybe or maybe it was like they already had contacted Corey at the same time, and so like they were just picking which one they think would fit the scene more.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So they probably had both of them do the exact same scene, and like they just picked Corey for that one.
I can see that.
Cool, man. Not cool. Oh, and also, in case you were wondering, actually being in the movie kind of made making theories predicting what was going to be in the movie a bit tricky. I had the whole script, and so basically, unless they rewrote the whole thing, I knew basically all the major story beats. It kind of felt like I would be cheating somehow or spoiling the movie in advance unfairly. So instead, that film theory prediction of the movie was one of the few times where I actually took a complete step back from the channel and was almost entirely leaving the script in someone else's hands, letting Film Theory's creative director Lee handle all the heavy lifting based
Oh,
on
that's
the
cool.
information that was available via the trailers. And I gotta say, I was surprised with just how much he got right, and also some of the things that he missed, but you know what? That's a theory for another day. Anyway, so yeah, almost exactly 1 year ago, all the way back in November of 2022,
That's
I
crazy.
was contacted by Blumhouse to be a part of the movie, or Bad Cupcake,
That's
as they were
awesome.
calling it back then. It was the secret code name, so no one discovered what it was. A week before flying out, they were still shuffling me around to see what my part would be, and on February 1st, day one, scene one, I was in New Orleans to film this thing. Hey there. Welcome to Sparky's. Okay, but let's get real. The whole actor thing is kind of crazy. They're like, no, we will bring the stuff to you, and oh, you can stay in your trailer. I'm like, it's okay. I can go get my own food. They're like, no, but you are the actor. One thing off the bat that I didn't expect was
Wow.
actually the scale of this thing, because it was massive. And you're probably thinking, well, no duh, Matt, it was a movie, but I guess that never really registered with me. I mean, I've done professional theater before. I've done things like big Mr. Beast shoots where he takes over entire football stadiums.
Mr.
How
Beast.
different could this actually be? Well,
The
it was
mermaid.
different. It
It's
was
like-
huge. I have never seen anything this size before. The number of people, the coordination. I had a costume fitting the day before, and for my dinky little cameo of 3 lines in this movie, I kid you not, they had me try on 20 different combinations of outfits.
Right.
all of which
Damn.
would then be run by the director and Scott for their approval. I mean, an entire floor of a building was just full wall to wall.
Oh look, I think that was where they took the
Hundreds and
screenshot.
hundreds of outfits.
It was from
Mike
this video.
alone had practically an entire
Ah,
wall
okay.
all to himself. It was actually there.
Oh look, yeah, there
we
it
got
is.
To see who else was going to be a part of this movie up on the
Look at
wall.
Matthew
That's
Lillard's
where I
face.
actually learned
Yeah.
that Corey was going to be a cab driver for the first time. It was also where I saw that good old Markiplier was supposed to be the security
Looks.
guard.
Oh
who
yeah,
gets
look
killed
there.
at the
There you
very
go.
beginning of the movie. But
Yeah.
probably, most importantly of all,
We
Uh,
were robbed.
that I
We
also
were
saw the
robbed.
withered, dead
We were
sheet that
robbed.
posted on the wall.
Okay,
But
we'll
that
get him in
I-
the sequel, George.
He'll die in the
guardian
sequel,
angel
it's fine.
over the production. Basically,
He'll die in
I
the
was just
sequel,
doing the whole theorist
No,
thing,
wait.
like,
He'll
Pause,
be-
pause,
picking
pause,
up
right?
many small
We have to mention
details
this, okay?
Yeah.
So Scott said specifically that they'll have him in the second movie. So canonically, he's still alive within the FNAF universe.
Yeah. In that universe,
Canonically.
he's just out there somewhere.
He's out there somewhere. Okay, he's
Watch
gonna be
it.
there in the second movie, guys.
Yeah. So he'll die. He'll die somehow by the animatronics, or yeah, by the animatronics. So there's still a chance. We'll see his on-screen death.
Oh,
Like
what
that's
was-
like the one exception they do for an on-screen death is for Markiplier.
For Markiplier.
Anyways, what were you gonna say?
Like what was it in FNAF? You know, the voice line is like, we found one, a real one.
Yeah.
What if he's that guy? If he's that guy?
Oh,
movie.
true. For FNAF 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
hello
true.
there, security guard. We
Yeah.
found one, a real
Oh,
one.
real one. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, I would like that. Would love that actually. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Although, it would be dope to see Mark get freaking slashed up by animatronics in the big
But
screen.
George, he's the king of FNAF. He can't die.
He was gonna die apparently, but he dodged the bullet.
He dies the bully.
dodged
He
the
lives. He lives on.
Exactly. You can't dethrone the king, man.
and Easter eggs as I could in what few moments I had left unsupervised.
What if
Funny
he's the
enough, it
protagonist
turns
in the
out
second
production
movie?
staff were trying to do the exact same
Like
thing with
he's
White
just
Snake
a
Abbey. From the
he's just a star of the movie. Imagine.
Yeah. Sorry guys, like it was an apology. Like, sorry guys, we couldn't get him in the first one, but here he's the
Yeah, we make
new
it up
main
by him
character
being
in this
yeah. The whole movie is around him and his character.
film.
moment I stepped into my first costume fit,
Oh, wait, George,
people
George.
started to
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry for making you pause so much, but I'm generally curious. Is the Iron Lung like a theatrical release?
Yes, it will be on theaters. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
You want to go see it?
I'm down. Why not?
Yeah, we can see the trailer like once we're done recording this if you want, so you can get a sense of it.
Sure.
It's based off of a game too, so that's cool.
grilled me.
And he got the blessing from the original person who made the game too, so that was really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
about FNAF. It's no joke. Apparently, they had been briefed that I was someone who had studied the franchise a lot. And so I was getting inundated with all sorts of questions about the type of person that Mike is, or how I saw William Afton in my mind's eye, or whether I
Oh,
could learn
interesting.
information about characters like Abby. I
So he kinda
honestly think it was them
influenced you.
trying to get a feel for whether they were on the right track with all of this, how the community as fans might respond to all of this world that they'd created, which honestly is pretty cool. The same thing happened the next day when we were on location at the shoot, where all the other actors in my scene between setups would take time to ask me about how their characters behaved in the games, how their role fits in the
Ah.
overarching narrative of
That's
the
really cool.
franchise. And I
Damn.
gotta say, it was kind of a bummer because all the characters in my scene were just made up for the movie. So
That is true,
Damn.
actually. Yeah.
detail to impart on
Wow.
them. So instead of all that, Heather Stewart Masterson, she's Aunt Jane in the movie, she just ended up asking me a lot of questions about the parallels between Abby and Baby from the game, since that's the one that her character is probably most focused on. In general, though, it was
Interesting.
clear that across the board, everyone was so eager to do the franchise justice. They wanted to know as
That's awesome.
much
That's
as they
nice.
could. They wanted
I'm
to
so
learn.
glad they
wanted to
respected the
absorb
franchise.
all that information, and they were proud
Yeah.
to be a part of a project and being able to show
They
it all. The
genuinely
only
ask
sad part
questions
of it
as
all
like
was
how
that
they
I
do
was
their
so
characters
early in this
justice.
process, most of the stuff wasn't even ready for me to see yet. They really wanted to show
That
the
makes me happy.
pizzeria, but schedule-wise, the first month of production was dedicated to everything happening outside of the pizzeria, meaning that the set, it was still being built. It was still in process. So when they took me to see it, it just got a lot of blank walls. And don't get me wrong, they were impressive blank walls. Very big, very majestic blank walls, but still left a lot to the imagination. Same thing kind of happened when they showed me the animatronics.
Is that
Everything
Dabby
was
Chica?
This is Dabby
It just haven't posted up.
In the wall. maps. Awesome. Think I could make out the murder
They need it
mask?
for
I'm like, what's up with
references.
that weird Freddy head? And they're like, I don't know, creative decision. But come to think of it, it actually kind of worked out really well, because when it came time to react to the trailers when they were being uploaded to YouTube, I didn't have to fake anything, because it was truly my first time getting to see all of this thing finished. Sure, I knew the storyline of the movie. I had the whole script in my hands.
That's
I knew
crazy.
what part I played in this whole thing, but seeing it all, actually getting to experience how it all worked together, it was my first time. No fake reactions here, my friends. And to be honest, seeing it on camera doesn't do the scale of this whole thing justice. I cannot stress to you how massive this production was. They literally built an entire restaurant inside of an old abandoned Home Depot in New Orleans.
What?
It was a complete restaurant, which was just mind-blowing to me. Most movies would probably try to do some clever camera tricks or green screening or something, but no, they built an entire building from the ground
That's
up inside of
insane.
another building.
So it does exist, Adrian. It exists.
My
It does
role,
exist.
I had a one-day shoot, and that actual day I had to wake up at 4 a.m. and then find a car that had been left for me in a random parking garage the night before. Inside the car were
What?
explicit driving instructions. to a
That's
secret
not creepy at
location.
all.
It really felt like
Yeah,
something
right?
straight out of a spy movie. From there, I drove an hour out of town to a random diner that had been shut down due to COVID. Once we were on location,
Damn.
they actually gave me my own trailer. They told me that's not the sort of thing that a day player would normally get, but they wanted to give us YouTubers the star treatment, which I gotta say was just like incredibly generous of them. That's right. Got 3 lines, baby. It's like,
Yeah, he only had 3 lines the entire movie, and he gets all this.
He gets a whole trailer to himself.
inside my
But
trailer.
I think they were
this-
how do you say
This
it?
guy right here.
I
Little
think
chicken.
I think they were treating them with respect because they knew the franchise, and I think they considered them very high priority. Just in case they had questions about it.
True.
Like he said, right? Like they wanted to ask him.
Yeah, they were asking him a bunch of
questions.
characters about their character, what role they fit, how they should like portray them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Head,
I wonder if
little
Core got his
pistol
own trailer
topper.
too.
He was in one of
Probably, yeah, I would assume so. Yeah, he said that's what they did for YouTuber, like the YouTuber thingy. So
the drawers, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna work him into my character. And so if you see him in the movie, that's it. It's a little Easter egg for you. And from there, it was on to set where for the next 8 hours we were working on a single scene. Now, one diner scene. You heard that right. 8 straight hours.
what?
One thing.
One
I
that
go along,
what?
They had the cameras set up outside. Then they had to move the cameras inside. Then they had to have the specialty close-up cameras. Then they had to remove half the booth to capture one side of a conversation. Then remove the other half of the booth, replace the other half of the booth to capture the other side of
That's
the
insane.
conversation. Then they had to remove the booth entirely so they could put cameras right here and capture a close-up of my face. There were B-rolls of different tables getting served. There were B-rolls and specialty shots of dishes getting served up at the
Wow.
window. It was a lot for what ultimately amounts in the movie to be like 3 minutes of
I
footage.
was about to say I don't
Like,
remember that scene being that long too. That's
how we were filling our time
Yeah.
on each take.
No, it took 8 hours.
I'm filming this.
Yeah, it
for
took 8
obviously,
hours
like,
apparently,
Like,
that's-
hey, I was in this movie, and it's behind the scenes.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, so no pressure. Hey.
The lengthy time between takes as they moved cameras along also gave me plenty of chances to explore the set for any hints of lore. And I actually found a lot of really fun details buried in the walls. Like, here's one time where I found the fake diner's registration information. Here's another
Interesting.
one where I found a QR code that I was almost convinced was trying to be a start of some new ARG. Then I learned that it wasn't. At which point, I decided to call that detail out to the production team as being anachronistic since this was meant to be set at a time before QR codes became mainstream. And then they promptly took it down. So,
Wow.
TLDR of this entire video,
No.
I single-handedly saved the Fnaf movie. By the way, on the
Let's
subject of
go.
detail, I don't know if
Thank
you
you,
noticed
Matt.
it in the movie, but the diner I work in is called Sparky's Diner, which is a reference to one of the earliest urban legends from the first Fnaf
Yep.
game.
Oh.
There was this dog animatronic named
Oh,
Sparky
yeah,
that
that's
lived somewhere
insane.
I was
The
like-
movie is actually
Like
full
during the
of
movie, I was
Easter
like,
eggs.
is that a
For
reference
instance,
to
my
Sparky the
character's official
dog?
name,
Well,
right
there you
here,
go.
It's Ness.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But it's Ness. And I was told by everyone that Scott specifically called out this movie to be named Ness. First, I
He knows.
thought,
He knows
like,
the
oh, this
meme.
gotta
He
be a
knows the
reference
joke.
to Ness from FNAF AR, or maybe this is another instance of Vanessa from Security Breach. You know, just Scott trolling people by using the same name over and over again.
Or
But
maybe
no,
referring to a
then
certain
later in the
skeleton.
day, he told me it was a reference to Sans Ness.
Yeah.
Himself. Speaking of the man, the myth, the legend himself, Scott Cawthon, the whole time it was unclear whether Scott would actually be there on set. It was one of those things that people were like, we don't know if Scott's gonna be there. He might show up. We asked him if he's gonna show up on the first day. I thought that was a little bit weird. I mean, it's your first day of shooting your movie that's been like 5+ years in the making. I don't know, you'd think that you'd try to make an appearance there or something, right? Well, he did, but apparently it was a big surprise. He flew in special for that day.
Is that
No,
ads?
stop.
Ah!
You're interrupting my movie.
My movie, film theory. This is cinema.
cinema right here.
Exactly. Hello?
It was
Look at him.
Oh, there-
interesting. Most of the production crew didn't know who he was. They just knew him as
What?
the VIP on set, who everyone had to listen to if he asked them to do something, but no one actually understood what he was, that he was the creator of the game.
What
I
he
think
was?
ultimately it winds
Do the
up being
thing?
a movie thing, you know, where he's just responsible for talking to the director, who's then the one who's executing on his creative vision. So
okay.
a lot of the rest of the day-to-day staff don't really need to know that this is the man that gave them a reason to be there in the first place. But yeah, I got to meet him. It was great. He has a good, strong handshake, and he looks you in the eye when you talk, which is always the sign of an upstanding person. He was wearing a classic Zelda t-shirt, which
Nice.
big props to that one.
Gamer.
And he's
Nice.
doing a great job, honestly, of directing everyone. I overheard him consulting some of the costume department and clearly outlining his vision of what everyone should be wearing, which was really cool. I think most people would probably have been intimidated by this massive production, all leaning on him, but it was just really impressive to watch. He made sure that I knew about the whole Ness joke and also about how he gave the waiter role bonus lines. In fact, he was so proud of that one line that he asked me to go over the top with it like I do in the videos as part of the scene, and I did it for one take, and it was weird, especially with everyone else in the scene
Wait.
taking the scene so seriously.
What?
And so we all
I'm pretty sure he's talking about like, but hey, that's
No.
just a theory.
No. I know that, but like, imagine we got that cut. That's just a theory.
Yeah, he just blurted it out, and everyone's just looking at it like, what the fuck?
Like the fuck? Is he weird?
And he just walks away. That would be.
I'm so sad we didn't get that. That would be hilarious.
I really hope like when this gets like I don't know, gets on Blu-ray or some shit, like we get that as like a bonus clip,
Please.
like a behind the scenes.
Please.
I want to see that take. What could have been? And it makes it even funnier that I'm pretty sure most people don't know like that's his catchphrase. So everyone is just kind of like, huh? What?
Like
I
what?
really hope.
Legit, like no, legit. If he said that in the theater, like, oh my god, that everyone would have been like screaming their heads off. Oh my god.
That would be so funny and so cringy at the same time. In a good way though.
In
In
a
a
good
good
way.
cringe. Yeah, exactly.
decided to keep it a bit more toned down. He took off before I left for the day, and I said, I'll see you again at the premiere. And, well, there's no premiere, so I guess that's the last time I'm ever going to see him.
You lied to him.
Oh, and no, to answer your obvious question, we did not talk about lore. We both swore that one off. Instead, we talked about the community and how we both expected the community to take this particular script. In the end, he was just really grateful for me being able to be a part of the movie. And that was mind-blowing to me because I'm like, are you kidding? I was the one who was lucky. I got to be in this mainstream movie. How cool is that? Growing up, acting was one of my dreams. To be a performer, that was always like the end goal for me for like the first 18 years of my life. And since then, that goal's obviously changed a lot. I've moved on, I've done something honestly that I'm more proud of here, where I'm able to make a business and perform as myself instead of as a character. But this was, in a lot of ways, a realization of that dream that baby Matpat had nearly a decade ago. I actually recorded a bit of my thoughts as I was getting
That's really
ready to leave the set. It felt important to document.
And that's a wrap.
I was there. I was in it. Kinda sad.
But it was cool to see a childhood dream in some ways get realized.
It was kind of like I got a peek into a multiverse of another life of mine. And then that was it. Back home, like nothing had ever happened. I did keep the pencil topper and the name tag as souvenirs though, so
He has the
I
name
did
tag
steal
forever.
from the
Nice.
set
Forever.
of Fnaf the movie.
He's won. He's
For
won.
2
He
days,
won
this
against the
was
Undertale
a
fandom.
small window into something that was so big. I got to be a
Imagine
visitor
being
in this
part of that,
massive
and then
machine
just
that I
having that
thought
whole day being on set, meeting all these people, looking around, and then you just go back to your day-to-day life. Like what? Like how do you just
How do you go back from that?
exactly? That'd be
flow,
crazy.
And then that just continued on without me. But man, let me tell you, it is surreal to see posters going up in theaters of a movie that you're in. Oh, and can I level with you for a second? This whole thing, it was so intimidating. You know how I keep doing videos this year about being in the PGA Tour or producing a Broadway show, and how the theme of the year happens to be like, say yes and to your life. Well, this was actually the first of those things because it was at the top of the year. This was the thing that got me started on the whole theme, because it is one thing to speak as yourself on a couch about things that you know, and it is something entirely different to walk in as a complete noob and say scripted lines as a random character named after a meme to a crew of seasoned actors while they're stopping public traffic outside and 50 production staff are slowly zooming a camera into your face. I mean, I've done a lot of performances, but this was just at another level. The only thing that I asked the director, Emma, to make sure of was that I didn't deliver some sort of like cringy YouTuber performance. You know what I mean. It can't not be cringy when you're saying your like own catchphrase. That's kind of silly. But you know, I didn't want to bring the movie down. And to be honest, I think I did all right. Anyway, that right there, my friends, that is my story, and it feels so
Yeah, I
good.
really liked his
So
cameo.
good to finally come clean about it. I have wanted to bring you in as a part of this journey for the longest time.
His
In the
cameo
end,
is a pretty good
I guess
example of
I
how a
cannot
cameo
thank
should
the
be.
team
You know,
there
Yeah,
quick
bro, I
and
like-
easy,
for all their incredible generosity
doesn't
and
overstay its
patience.
welcome.
And Scott, thank you for giving me the chance to be
Yeah.
a part of this. But most importantly, thank you. This whole thing, this is our collective victory, right? Because without you supporting me or supporting these channels and supporting these wacky theories, none of this would have been possible. And if you haven't seen the movie, then what the heck are you waiting for? Watch it and then go watch it again. Show them the force of Team Internet so that the late night hosts and the executive producers finally learn that things from the internet deserve to be pronounced correctly. Anyway, in the end, who knows?
Yeah, did you see
Maybe
that?
there'll be room
Like,
in the
like
sequel for the
someone was
return
talking
of
about like the
well-meaning
FNAF
cringy
movie, how
wit.
like like how popular like it was trending, and then they said like FNAF wrong, and then Scott Cawthon commented it was like, how do you mispronounce that?
With a love of
How do you
breakfast
pronounce it?
and a meme-ish name. But until then, remember.
How did he pronounce it? Oh,
that's
I don't
not a
know. That clip
theory.
was a
It's
while
just a
ago.
Video for you.
That was really
Thanks
funny
for
that
watching.
Scott
Oh
Cawthon.
yeah, I
It
remember
was
that.
really funny
He-
that Scott Cawthon actually replied to that. I mean, commented on that. And it was really
I
funny.
think no, I remember that. He said like Friday nights at Freddy's. I'm
Oh,
like, what?
yeah, I think you're right.
He said Friday nights at Freddy's. Like, how the fuck?
Uh,
5 and Fridays have nothing to do with each other. How do you miss? What? I'm done.
but yeah, I really liked his cameo and Corey's cameo too.
Hello guys, it is me, the back comp diver, and please like and subscribe because if you're no green card, I'm illegal as shit.